Imagine you're walking down a busy street, cars rushing by, honking, a shopkeeper sweeping his doorstep, people scrolling on their phones, lost in their own world. Everything feels normal. But right above you, tucked into a streetlight, mounted on a pole, hiding behind a signboard, there's a tiny glass eye following your every step. And what you don't realize is that the moment you stepped out of your home, you quietly entered a massive global web of cameras that talk to each other without you ever knowing. Welcome to the system that can track almost anyone, almost anywhere. A system that technically isn't supposed to exist, yet somehow, it does. Today, I'll take you inside that invisible network. Cameras today don't just record video. They compute, they identify, they analyze, they connect. And the moment they connect, they become part of something much bigger than themselves. If you've ever wondered how police catch a criminal in hours, how a missing person suddenly shows up in a faraway city, or how a stranger can be traced across multiple streets like a trail of breadcrumbs, it all ties back to this interconnected system most people don't even know exists. Years ago, a camera was nothing more than a box with a lens. Today, the average CCTV camera is more powerful than a laptop from 2010. Inside that tiny shell are processors, sensors, algorithms, and connection protocols designed to do one thing very well: watch. But here's the big twist. A camera no longer watches alone. The moment it's connected to the internet, a cloud platform, or even a private security system, it becomes part of a larger digital neighborhood. And that neighborhood is massive. Millions of cameras across homes, shops, streets, airports, offices, hotels, stations, all connected through various layers. This is where the idea of a global camera network starts to make sense. Let's start with the obvious ones: government and law enforcement cameras. These are the street cameras you see on poles, highway cameras, border cameras, airport surveillance, metro stations, all of that. Most people think the footage from these cameras sits in some dusty police office waiting to be manually checked. No. Almost all modern cities route their camera feeds into centralized command centers. One room can see hundreds of locations in real time, but even that is only the simplest layer. Now picture every mall you've walked into, every clothing store, every ATM, every hotel lobby, every office building. All of these locations have surveillance systems. But here's what's interesting. A massive percentage of them don't run on local systems anymore. They run on cloud-based platforms owned by a handful of global companies. That means footage from thousands of different businesses, completely unrelated, often sits on the same cloud infrastructure. They're separate networks, of course, but they're hosted, processed, and analyzed by the same ecosystem. And that means an event captured by camera A in one part of the world could be scanned, matched, or cross-referenced using the same AI system that analyzes camera B thousands of kilometers away. Once you understand this, you begin to see how the whole world is stitched together quietly. Then comes the strangest layer of all, the accidental network. This is the layer no one talks about. Millions of people have IP cameras in their houses, baby monitors, door cameras, cheap Wi-Fi CCTV units from Amazon. Many of these devices are connected to the internet with weak passwords or no passwords at all. There are search engines on the internet, like Shodan, that scan for insecure devices. And the result is shocking. Thousands of cameras globally are exposed and accessible to the public. Anyone can click and watch. These cameras aren't part of a formal network, but unintentionally, they contribute to a giant pool of accessible video streams scattered across the internet. And this layer is growing every day. So, how do these cameras talk? Now here's where the story gets really interesting. They connect to platforms, cloud services, security systems, management software, and those platforms act like translators. Let me give you a simple example. A camera outside a shop records you at 4:03 p.m. You walk 2 streets ahead, and another camera picks you up at 4:05 p.m. You enter a store at 4:08 p.m. and the camera inside captures that too. To a human, these are 3 completely separate devices. But to an AI system watching all of them, it's one continuous story. It recognizes your clothing color, your height, your movement style, your face, your phone's Wi-Fi probe signals, your gait, even the way you swing your arms. These systems don't need one giant global network. All they need is enough overlapping data points. And today, almost every city in the world has those overlapping points everywhere. Now let's talk about the uncomfortable side. We've reached a point where you can't step into a public space without being recorded by multiple cameras at once, and you have no idea where that footage goes. So the next time you walk into the street, remember this. You're not just being watched by one camera. You're moving through an entire ecosystem of devices that see you, tag you, analyze you, and sometimes even predict you. If this opened your eyes, hit like, share this video with someone curious, and subscribe to TechWise Show because we go deep into the technology shaping your life behind the scenes.